How's it going, everyone? It's Derek Lamoureux, and if you're new around here, let's just get this out of the way. Subscribe to the channel first, because today is jam-packed full of awesome stuff. I'm going to call 25 different filmmakers and get their advice and tips, whether you're just getting started or whether you're looking to level up your film career. Let's get started.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Sorry, I had a update for Zoom, of course.
Hey bro, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, it's going good. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Derek?
The aspiring filmmaker comes to you and asks you for a piece of advice. What's the first thing that you would tell this person?
That it's okay to fail. Because I think when you're starting out, you see the glamour of where everyone's at. You see the YouTubers who have all the subscribers and views, and they're shooting really cool looking things, and you see the Instagram posts that look just so, wow, they're shooting with that camera and this camera, and you want that, but you're not there yet, and that's okay.
When I think back to when I started, I wanted things to happen right away. I wanted to be doing these jobs that I had no business doing. And now that I'm 12 years into it and I'm still nowhere close to where I want to be, I'm realizing that this is a long game. You got to put the work in, and it takes time to develop the skills that you're going to need to do these things.
So just get started and don't think too much about it.
I think that it's better for you to make a lot of crappy work and then build upon it, and then gradually you'll start getting better.
You're going to learn a whole lot more by spending 10 days working on 10 videos than 10 days working on one video.
It allows you to gain more experience, which means, you make less, bad decisions.
That's a good first one. I like that. I think I heard this quote a while ago, is to fail forward. And I love that.
You should try everything. Just because you think, oh, I only want to do narrative, or I only want to do documentary, I only want to do sports, whatever. Try everything. If you have an opportunity to work on something, especially when you're starting out, take it.
But I think with that said, it's important to be specific. Once you find what you like, then you should actually focus in on it and become an expert in that thing.
Don't be a jack of all trades. I think, yes, it's important to some degree to understand different roles, but really hone in what you're strong at.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because knowing that will help get you further in your career.
You might think it's f-stops or knowing about cameras or lenses, and yes, all that stuff's important, but it's also critical to network.
I mean, you're just not good at every aspect of filmmaking, and the more people that you bring into the fold and collaborate with, the better the overall product.
You hire people better than you, and then not only that, but give them control.
Having 1, 2, 3 more people inside a little crew will have changed everything.
You'll realize that the only way to make the best stuff in the world is to combine 30 to 50 people who are the best colorists, the best sound designer, the best everything to make the best stuff. So I would lose the ego and just learn to make as many friends as possible.
And I think that collaboration is key. I mean, I don't think I would have got to where I am today if I would have just stayed by myself. And I think that, yeah, that's a great one.
A lot of people say that gear doesn't matter, but I think it does matter. You just have to be smart about it.
It's easy to think of all the other stuff that you could have. Just the infinite list of gear, the infinite list of a bigger studio, a bigger truck, a bigger whatever, bigger clients. But it's really easy to use what you have.
I would try to bring out every light out of the truck and try to put on a big show. And I just felt like that's what it meant to be successful, or that was what it meant to be doing a big production. As I've gotten older, I've actually realized that your clients don't care, and your basically your end product is all that matters.
I felt like I had to prove myself by doing everything super fancy and intricate and whatever, when really it's all just set up a light how you think it would work best, and that's all it really needs to be for 95% of the time.
Yeah, less is more, addition by subtraction, not wasting a ton of money on gear that I didn't really need, and kind of deciphering good marketing versus good tools.
That's kind of like a two-parter, I would say. The gear is a big thing for sure.
And less is more. That's an interesting perspective.
And just like networking with people and seeing how I could help them as like a crew member, or if I was shooting BTS starting out, or if I was like, if that was like photo BTS or video BTS, or even like a cold calling and like pitching ideas to small local brands. Like I think it's just getting yourself out there.
Because the more you help other people, the more they're going to help you.
You know, don't just rule something out because there's no money in it for you.
Me, I'm a cinematographer. I want to be the best cinematographer I can be. And what that means is I need to become friends with the most directors and producers that I can, because the producers are putting people on jobs and the directors are the ones honing and guarding that idea for a project.
But, you know, when I was starting out on a film set, I wasn't very good politically on a film set. I didn't really understand how to talk to people and certainly how to get the producer and the director. I used to basically really stick up for the director at the peril of actually not getting on so well with the producer. And that was a big mistake, because the director's going to give you, hopefully if you get on well, then the director will give you more of their work. But a producer can introduce you to another 5 directors. So really, you want to be strategic on set.
And I think this one is probably going to get said by a lot of people, but social media and an online presence is very important nowadays. I think like even 5 years ago, it was kind of a bit of an afterthought. You know, it's like, we'll just throw like an Instagram, throw it on every once in a while, or we'll have a Twitter or a Facebook page or a website. But nowadays, like, you have to have that.
I think what people gravitate to is people that are very like honest and vulnerable and themselves.
Absolutely important to do your own work, like work that means something to you, work where you're reinvesting into yourself.
So often I find myself looking at someone else's work and I'm like, wow, I want to be just as good as that, and completely disregard something that might be just as spectacular.
How you have to do things to be seen, to get more exposure, to hit the algorithm. And the truth is, like, none of that really matters in the long run.
Wow, that was a ton of information. Thank you to everyone that picked up the phone today. Hopefully, for those of you that are watching, you learned something. And you know what? If you have an idea or a piece of advice, comment it below too. Let's start this thread going. And subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Tap that notification bell for more videos.